Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to dive into the collective energy and take a look at what your spirit guides want you to know. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome, collective. I'm really excited to do this reading because this is a deck that's never been used before on this channel, and it happens to be the very first deck that I've ever used, I believe over 2 decades ago. This is Sonia Choquette's Ask Your Guides, and we're going to do a small Celtic cross here. I'm also receiving messages from Spirit around your spirit guides' names, as well as dates, which can show up in any reading, but I feel like there could be some specific messages that you really need to hear at this time. So please stay tuned. And of course, all messages may not resonate with you. Just take what does, leave the rest behind. Now, right away here, I'm hearing this song. Now, I don't know who the singer is, who the artist is, but the message or the lyrics I'm hearing, shake it off, shake it off. So for some of you, without even looking at your cards here, besides the one that's flipped, which is the Divine Mother, unconditional love, there could be a situation that feels stagnant, that you're ready to shake yourself out of it or shake it off from your energy. Some of you may just need to get out of your head and drop into your body. Okay, so shake it off. Maybe that'll be the title of this reading. I also am getting the name here, Brenda. Brenda could be your name. That could be someone you're dealing with. Some of you may even have Brenda as your guide. That could be shortened up. Maybe it's a lot longer. Sometimes our guides come in with names that are foreign, or it's a land that maybe you don't recognize, or a name that you don't recognize because it comes from either a different place, a different location, or even a different planet. All right. Now, I'm getting a couple of dates here. These could be birthdays. These could be anniversaries. We have April 9th. That could be significant. I mean, depending on when you're watching this, yes, these videos are timeless. April 9th could be significant. It could be something in the past, or it could be here in the future. That could be global, collective, or for you personally. So bottom of the deck here, this is what you are manifesting. This is new beginnings. And as I say, April 9th, that lands smack dab in Aries season. Aries is the beginning of the astrological new year. It is the beginning of new things, right? Spring equinox and everything coming to life. So there's new beginnings on the horizon for all of you. It doesn't matter if you're an Aries or not, but I feel like you could be opening some new doors, and your divine helpers, divine father, is here to help you. Some of you, you've been praying about this fresh start, this new beginning. So let's see where this takes us here. Okay, so starting off, some of you, you've been in a place of maybe some suffering, okay? Suffering in silence for some of you. This could be anxiety over a situation, over a job, over health, over family, because your first card out here is the divine teachers. And a lot of times, well, I would say the majority of times when we go through a challenge here on earth, it is because our soul has chose to go through that experience for our growth, for our evolution. And it may not seem that way at times, because we can drop into that victim mentality. We can drop into the ego piece, and we disconnect, right? We feel like we are not supported, or we feel like we are a part of the divine. And as I always say, pain is inevitable. Pain is part of the human experience. There's no bypassing pain, okay? But suffering is a choice. We don't have to succumb to the pain that a challenge or a loss or a heartache or a death or any sort of growth opportunity has given us. We don't have to stay in that energy of suffering. And I know some of you are saying, oh, Melissa, maybe you've never been there. Maybe you've never gone through it. I'm suffering. I can't get out of it. I get it. I'm having a human experience just like you guys are. So perhaps there is a situation that you've been in for quite some time, and that's what you're needing to shake off in order for you to have this new beginning. So I think that this is actually going to bring in some sort of accomplishment, because you can see that this energy, this body energy, is crouching down on the ground, protection, maybe even has hit rock bottom in some way, shape, or form, health-wise, with family, with finances, with your personal life, with love, whatever it may be here. But you also see that another version of him is choosing to rise up in victory, rise up in some sort of achievement here. So your guides are in the background and they're holding two stars. And you know what the star is in tarot, right? Star is healing energy. It promises hope. It promises a new beginning. This is positivity and peace and healing. So don't give up on your dreams, collective. This is a powerful time. The star energy is also Aquarian. So some of you could be Aquarius. This could be an energy that may have happened January or February. For some of you, you felt like you were suffering, or you felt like something was just really on your mind heavily. But what we have crossing you, some of you went through a shadow period or a dark night of the soul, okay? But you have divine healers here, and you see that one of them's holding a heart and the other one has this fire emerging from the crown chakra. This is a major spiritual awakening and an opening of the heart chakra. This is crossing the path here. So what I sense happening is a lot of you are opening up to a new lifestyle, a new beginning, a new love, a new career path, but you've had to hit some sort of a rock bottom, whatever that could mean for you. Sometimes someone's rock bottom is nothing compared to another one, but they're all equally important, right? So someone's rock bottom could be definitely, the end of a job. It could be the end of a relationship. Someone's rock bottom could be being homeless, being bankrupt, whatever it may be here. It can be heavy for each individual person, but I feel like you're coming out of it here, especially with your outcome and what I see coming in for you. Now below you, you have the Divine Mother. This is unconditional love, collective. So this can be some of you mother wounds. Some of you may have lost a mother in some way, shape, or form, or you yourself may be a mom. But this is about love and learning conditional versus unconditional. This may have to do with children, because it almost looks like a small child there as well within the hands. And this could be you, and this is the Divine Mother. It's that Empress energy, Mother Nature, Mother Earth. It's feeling that receptivity. It is being able to feel supported and feel heard and loved and valued and receive that energy as well, because the Divine Mother is receptive. She's all about receiving. So maybe there was a situation in the deep past where you did feel like you were receiving abundance, but something came up where a dream may have been broken. Something didn't turn out the way that you had dreamed or hoped that it would. And maybe it left you feeling a little bit shattered. Maybe it was that relationship, that marriage, that job, that good health. Nothing lasts forever in a sense. That's why we have the Death card in tarot as part of the major arcana, because our energy is constantly transmuting. It never dies, right? In the sense where it's cut off. You cannot cut off energy. It just transmutes into something new. And that's what we see here subconsciously, is there is a new beginning. So after some sort of an ending here, if we were to clarify, I bet we see it ending somewhere in the past that caused you to really reevaluate your life in some way, shape, or form. Now, in the recent past, some of you had to get disciplined. I'm getting a couple of energies here. I'm seeing the Emperor. So this can be about discipline. It can be leadership. It can be structure, stability. For others of you, I'm getting the Strength card, strong Leo energy. So getting disciplined here after overcoming some situations that maybe you really questioned. Can I get over this? Am I going to break? Am I going to be okay? Right? After hitting, again, it could be a rock bottom. Maybe you got to the very bottom, or maybe you were hanging on by a thread. But this is about learning. For some of you, you can see that there's 3 energies here, and the guide, your spirit guide, is a master teacher, but he looks a little bit, I don't want to say stern, but he kind of does, right? You can't make that up. If you look at him, he looks a little bit tough or a little bit stern, and it doesn't mean that you're unlovable or that they want the worst. They want you to help grow and learn, and they're helping you understand self-discipline and perseverance and strength and what you are truly made of. That you are, after all, a soul having a human experience, but you've also come here to really evolve. And for some of you, you had to get disciplined. Maybe this was in your career. This could be in some sort of education. This could be health. I just heard health for some of you. Now you have one person that's holding a book. Another one is holding a graph or some sort of chart. And I also am getting the word invention. So maybe you're getting disciplined with reinventing yourself, collective, or some of you may have an idea. This could be for business. It could be regarding an event or a trip. I feel like your ideas matter, but some of you need more self-discipline, or that's something you really try to bring up within yourself. I need to stay consistent. How can I keep going? How can I persevere? And you have here the master teacher guide to help you with something that you've struggled with that had caused some pain, some anxiety, some disappointment. So what do you have coming in here? What's above you? You have your higher self. This is self-control. Yeah, self-control. And that may be that strength energy that I was picking up on as well. Now, as we shift into a lot of these new energies that we're already feeling, some of you may even have ascension symptoms. You may be going through some major health changes, relationship changes, career changes. 2024 is a big year for change. And it is about infinite opportunities to choose new paths, new parallel universes, right? You being able to shift and jump into new timelines, basically. And some of you, you had to go through this period of discipline in order for you to get to this point where you're able to listen to your higher self, right? You have this sense of self-control here. It's like you've gone through this period, whatever this is here showing up, or it's been in the past, to learn how to love yourself, to trust that you are not here all by yourself, even though it feels that way sometimes in the physical. A lot of you have went through this awakening to trust in your purpose, your higher self, your spiritual team, your guides. Therefore, this may have even led you on a mission to understand more about your spiritual side, more about, who you are on a deeper level. Now, we do have, again, the higher self guide showing up here in the near future. So this does talk about solitude. So this reminds me of the hermit energy, and that's kind of what I'm picking up on, because we see the trees in the background and we see this energy body meditating by a tree. So some of you are getting grounded in your near future. You could be getting out in nature. You could be getting clear, because they're showing me the owl. So there's some sort of clarity that you are bringing to light in the near future that's going to allow you to separate yourself from a person, place, thing, situation, belief, whatever it may be, to separate the energy so you're able to have a clear or better understanding is what I feel. So there could be a little bit of distance or a time apart from a situation here on the horizon, but I actually feel like it's going to put you in a better position. I feel like this separation, or just taking a step back, as they say, sometimes we need to step back from the problem in order to gain a new perspective. So for those of you that have been stuck in maybe that hanged man energy, I think that the near future is a time to finally focus on maybe something new. And that's what your outcome is all about here as well. So where are you at? What's going on with you? Okay. You're overcoming some emotions that you've carried heavy for possibly quite some time, and for some of you, maybe even since childhood. You have shame here. This is the divine healers. So when we are in the energy of shame, blame, bitterness, resentment, maybe this is how other people have projected onto you as well, because a lot of you healers or empaths out there, you're picking up on the energy of others. But it's almost like some of you have felt ostracized from your family of origin, or from a group, from a friend group, a soul tribe, or you're not quite sure why they point fingers, why they judge you. There could be criticism here as well. They're also pointing out the number, which I haven't even looked at the numbers of any of them, but they are pointing to 35. 35 could be significant. When you add that up, it does equal 8, and that is that strength energy as well. So a lot of you are overcoming a sense of shame or a sense of humiliation even. I'm getting that Six of Wands in reverse, maybe even a fall from grace that had caused you to go through that awakening process. But you're coming out of the tunnel, so to speak. You're coming out on the other side, and a new you, collective, is emerging. There is a part of you that, even though you've been shamed, you've been ostracized, you've been criticized, or these are feelings that you had projected inward that may have created some sort of dis-ease in the body, maybe even some sort of addictions or some sort of health ailment because of a situation that we talked about here, maybe with family, tribe, or feeling isolated, feeling lonely, feeling rejected, abandoned in some way, shape, or form. That's what you are learning. That's what you're gaining more self-control on. And that's what you're healing, maybe independently, right? As they say, when you heal, the world heals. It's our responsibility as an individual to heal ourselves, right? And so even if someone did something to you that may have caused you a lot of shame, maybe you looked at it in a way of, that's too shameful, I can't talk about that. I'm getting here family secrets as well. Some of you, you didn't even want to tell people about a relationship that you were in or how someone really treated you because you were afraid of how they would look at you, or that you were afraid that they wouldn't believe you. I'm getting something around belief here. So this is a heavy energy, collective, a heavy energy. But what I see here is you're working on opening yourself up. You have the restriction here. This is joy. So for whatever situations have caused restriction, right? Have caused you to feel like you were stuck, basically restricted. Your joy guides are coming in here. This is your environment position. Your joy guides are coming in saying it's time to free yourself from mental conflict, mental anguish. I mean, look at that. You have the two cherubs that are coming in with the key to help unlock something in the brain. I'm also getting mental health. Some of you may have struggled with mental health, or there was a family member or a friend that struggled from mental health. It could be anything from, bipolar, schizophrenia, to, autism or anything of that nature. Now, I'm not a professional. Please seek a professional. But I feel like you may have felt restricted in some way, shape, or form, or maybe you're questioning the relationship between you and a person. But I am seeing that for those of you that have been heavily thinking about a situation, that's why we're shaking it off. That's why we're coming in with that energy of just dropping down to the body and shaking, right? So some of you could benefit from moving, even doing some sort of funky dance where you're moving the hands, you're shaking the whole body. I would love for you guys to do that right now. If you're standing up, or if you're sitting down, maybe stand up and just shake it off. Start shaking the body, moving the body. I can guarantee that if you felt a little bit stuck or a little bit stagnant, you start doing that, do it for a minute, do it for a few minutes. You're going to notice the energy shift within your body. I mean, how can you not when you're shaking like that? But because something's been on lockdown in the mind, or possibly a belief system that has caused a lot of suffering, your angels and your joy guides are coming in with the key. So there's a new opportunity unlocking for you, and it requires a little bit of risk. And what I mean by risk is vulnerability, because look at this. You have two joy guides coming up here. So you have the two cherubs showing up back to back, and it almost looks like they're in some sort of a circus where, you know, they're swinging from one end to the other and they're grabbing each other's hands. There has to be an extreme level of trust between you and this other energy. So I do feel, and right in the middle, look at that, is the star. So I do feel that there is an opportunity to either partner up or come together, co-create with spirit. This could be something you've wanted, something that you've wished for, something that you've dreamed of, with that star energy right in the middle there. It's also card 43. So I feel like you've done a lot of inner reflection on what this could be. Some of you are taking a calculated risk. Some of you, this is vulnerability. For others of you, I feel like there's a shift here coming in that does require you to trust, because this is in your hopes and fears position. If I take this risk, is it going to pay off? If I open my heart, you know, am I going to get burned? If I, you know, go for that business, am I going to be let down? But instead of having some sort of follow-up behind that, right? If I take this risk, A, and then a B, like what's the negative aspect of it? Spirit is saying, try not to focus on the negative part of what could go wrong, and possibly just focus on taking that risk, okay? And not worrying about the outcome per se, but allowing yourself to open up to what could be, right? Allow that excitement and that happiness and that trust to fuel your energy. And your outcome here, collective, we have master teacher, beautiful energy, and we have priorities. And you see there that there's a box. There's a little box that has a heart in it, it looks like a clear quartz, maybe even a blanket. So, and there's something orange and something green. I can't quite decipher what that is here, but the things I do see, I'm hearing protection, okay? Protection with the blanket. It is blue as well, so that can be throat chakra, around creatively expressing yourself. Some of you, there could be an actual move showing up. For others of you, I feel like you're opening up your spiritual gifts. Others of you are healing a broken heart. You have a heart there that's actually put back together, but you can see the jagged, the jagged marks in that heart that at one time had been separated. Now, the clear quartz to me is about clarity and trusting in your higher self. So there's a lot happening, but the good news is your outcome is prioritizing. And you may see, collective, that some of your priorities, they are different than they were, maybe 5 months ago, 5 years ago, 5 decades ago. So you're readjusting. And as I always say, around retrograde, so maybe you're not even listening to this during retrograde. Maybe we're smack dab in the middle of it when you listen to it. But I know we're in the pre-shadows if you're listening to this when it comes out. But it's a great time to do all of the REs: reassess, reevaluate, replenish, reorganize, and reprioritize. And that's your outcome here. Really taking a look at what's important to you. Are you happy? Are you bringing more joy into your life? The people that you surround yourself with, your friends, your family, your children, your coworkers, your pals, right? Whoever you surround yourself with. This can even be what you watch on Netflix, the books that you read, what you listen to on YouTube, right? Are you surrounding yourself with energy that brings fear, that brings shame, or that brings joy and growth and allows you to trust in your higher self? And some of you, because we have the self-control piece, I get for a small percentage, your higher self is guiding you at this time to create build and act upon your own dreams, not allowing or letting someone else come in and pull the ropes for you, whatever that may mean. Some of you could be people pleasers, some of you perfectionists, or some of you may be too fearful to take a leap of faith because maybe you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or you don't know how they're going to feel about your feelings, but why would your needs matter any less? Right? Why would you put your hopes, your desires, your dreams on the back burner? Because maybe that's something that you've been taught in the past, right? Maybe it is something that you were taught that it's selfish to put your needs ahead of your children or your family or whatever it may be. But I feel with you trusting in your path, your mission, your soul's purpose, that's how everything else kind of flows into more of a flow versus resistance. It's when we block that flow that resistance comes in. And maybe that's part of the self-control and the discipline for you. All right, what else do we have here for the collective? I'm just going to pull a couple of clarifiers, not from this deck. Okay, what deck here? All right, we're going to pull from the Light Seers a couple of cards to clarify some of the energies. Now, I want to look at the suffering and the shadows showing up. So for some of you, maybe this is a tower moment. For others of you, it could be a Three of Swords. Let's just take a look and clarify what this is. Maybe a death of a situation. Spirit, can you please clarify the suffering and the shadow period that maybe the collective was going through or that they were feeling? The Hierophant. Okay, this is belief system. This is commitments. There may have been a commitment that was shattered. It did show up here in the reverse. So when that Hierophant shows up, some of you may have been reprioritizing your belief system, right? Maybe a tradition that you had been in, some sort of routine, a high level of commitments. This could be a marriage. Maybe you were part of an organization or a governing agency, a church, or some sort of affiliation that brought a commitment together. I feel like you have re-examined that soul contract, and it may have caused a little bit of distress, because when the Hierophant shows up here, it's like the stairway to heaven. And when it's showing up in reverse, it can be going downward, right? And we don't want to go downward. For some of you, this is love. For some of you, yeah, look at that. The Lover showing up, the Sun card, the Hierophant. That's 3 major arcanas. Now, I'd much rather see these 3 than the Tower, the Death, or even the Judgment. But I feel like this could be a broken love connection. Some of you you're lonely. Maybe you've been single or isolated for quite some time. Some of you want another energy here. Maybe it's a business partnership, something that you feel emotionally committed to and satisfied with the Lovers, right? This can be an energy of abundance and happiness and sunshine and clarity. And you want to commit to this energy. But where is it? Right? Where is it? Why am I not going up the steps here? Why am I not ascending? You really are ascending, collective, right? You are ascending here, and there's new beginnings that could potentially lead to this, because that's what a lot of you want, is to have all of these energies in the upright position, right? Lovers doesn't just have to be romantic. It certainly can be. But this is about soul contracts that are based on trust and love and harmony and balance and partnerships. So I do feel that if this dream may have been shattered in the past, don't give up hope. We have that Star energy here for you as well. Okay. Spirit, can you tell me about this self-control? Tell me about the self-control for collective here. Where does the self-control come in for the collective? The Knight of Wands, because impulsivity can take precedence, because sometimes this Knight of Wands comes in. Some of you, this is someone else. This is a player. This is someone non-committal. They're here for a good time, not a long time. And some of you, maybe this is if this is a characteristic within yourself, maybe you want some sort of quick or instant results, right? That get rich quick job, or, you want something to grow real quickly, but on a deep soul level that these things take time. And also, if this is a relationship, you want someone that's in it for the long haul, right? You don't want someone that's coming in one day, out the next. So whatever the self-control is, there could be a lot of passion, a lot of desire, a lot of chemistry, a lot of maybe a sexual energy if this is a person, but there could be some self-control for you to say, no, enough is enough. In order for me to have a new beginning, I can't keep being lured into this energy. And if this is a business, right? Knight of Wands is an energy of always looking for the next grand adventure. So this could be good when it comes to business, but having the self-control to stay consistent and follow through instead of juggling so many plates up in the air for career or business that you're scattered and you can't even focus on one thing because you only have, 10% going in, 10% here, 10%. You got 10 things going on and 10%, but you're not able to give it your all because there's just so much. We got to stay consistent with a couple of things would be your best bet here. All right, let's look at the solitude energy coming in the near future. Spirit, tell me about the solitude coming in. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, you've done the soul searching. You've done the deep reflecting. Knight of Swords is someone who is looking to the future. You're looking towards this new beginning, and I feel like you're chasing it because bottom of the deck, you have new beginnings, you have grace, and you have celebration. This is beautiful energy here. So there's all the positive cards. Trust me, this deck isn't just all about, discipline and suffering and shadow. There's good energy here too, but some of you may still feel that you are kind of going through some stuff. I mean, the world is going through some stuff, but we have new beginnings. We have grace. We have celebration. That's what you don't see coming. That's what's at the bottom of all of this gunk. That's what we'll call it, gunk, because it feels heavy. It feels weighed down. So if you've been in this isolated period, maybe even depressed or anxiety ridden, single, or you've been searching for, a new beginning, I feel like you're taking action here. You're taking action in the near future towards some sort of beginning that's allowing you to come out of, okay, that's kind of morbid. I heard coming out of purgatory. My goodness. I mean, maybe some of you, yeah, it's felt like purgatory. I don't use that word very often, but yeah, some of you, this is real heavy. But you're coming towards, I feel like running towards these three things here. Bottom of the deck, new beginning, grace, and celebration. Because you've learned. I mean, how can you not when you have the master teacher here right above you, guiding you, even when you feel like you're not, you don't have support and you feel like you are doing it all by yourself. You have some teachers here that are helping you. All right, Spirit, what else do we want to clarify here? Let's look at the restriction showing up in the environment. And we have the joy guides showing up, the two little cute cherubs that are unlocking some mental conflict, maybe even some old belief system with that Hierophant energy. Spirit, please clarify restriction. The Emperor. Oh, okay. Some of you, this is father. Okay, this can be boss. This can be governing agencies. It can be someone in charge, an authority figure. I mean, the Emperor here is a very powerful leader, right? When they're showing up in the upright. Now, because we have restriction, some of you could be dealing with an ineffective leader or ruler. Some of you are dealing with a manipulator, someone who thinks that they're a good leader, but they're very selfish. Very, very, very selfish. Okay, this could be someone that you were connected to on some level or another, or you're just feeling the impacts of some sort of leadership. I mean, this is Aries energy. And like I said, that April 9th could be significant. So this could be global. I'm just going to tell you that. There's some sort of restrictions. There could be certain restrictions or regulations that may be put into place. Not to bring fear. I mean, this is something, if you've been watching these videos, But this is about you having self-control and not succumbing to the fear-based energy, right? When you are connected to your higher self, and that's why a lot of you went through a personal experience where you went through an awakening. So when all of this stuff kind of comes to light, you're not panicked, you're not fear-based, you're not, suffering and you have the shadows and succumbing to them. A lot of you are spiritual teachers where you are here to help other people come to the light, come up out of the shadow as well. And that's why you have self-control. Because you are trusting in your higher self. You're trusting that no matter what restrictions may come in globally, personally, career-wise, wherever in your life, that you are staying in this energy of joy. Or maybe not just joy, but truth. Thank you, Spirit. You're staying in the energy here of truth. Okay, and that's what's going to help you unlock some things. Now, of course, some of you could have been dealing with a father or, again, an authority figure that may have caused you to feel restricted in some way, shape, or form. A boss. Okay, now finally, let's clarify the priorities and taking a risk here, because it will require a risk to be vulnerable or to maybe do something that scares you a bit. But let's take a look at your outcome collective of priorities. What do we have here for priorities, please? Okay, thank you. All right, you have the Queen of Cups showing up, getting prioritizing your health first and foremost. Prioritizing your emotions in a way where they're not going haywire. We've all been there, right? We can feel crazy grief. We can feel crazy joy and abundance. I mean, emotions are like tidal waves. They come and go. They're never, they're never one emotion. Every single moment of our life, it's not the same emotion. And I feel that a lot of you are healers. A lot of you that are drawn to these YouTube videos and to spiritual work or a spiritual mission, even within yourself, if it doesn't have anything to do with your profession, you are a healer of some way, shape, or form. This is someone who gives great advice. You are extremely intuitive. You're a nurturer. You're very compassionate. You may be empathetic. You could be a psychic, a tarot reader yourself, or you're in the caring profession. Maybe you're a nurse, or maybe you are a healer of some sort. Even if you work in a data entry, you go to the office and you may notice that other people navigate towards you because you have healing energy about you, collective. There's a choice to be made here in the near future, what to prioritize with the Two of Wands showing up. Do I stay? Do I leave? Do I go towards this maybe new opportunity, or do I stay put for the time being? And I feel like that's where that strength, that self-control, that discipline, because there, your final outcome is the strength. And you see the 8, the infinity symbol on her arm there, and you see the heart around her neck. You will persevere. You are strong. You're brave, collective. You're courageous. There's nothing that you cannot get through in this lifetime, because everything that you are going through, you already knew about, right? It's easier said than done when we're on the other side and we're not quite enmeshed in the human self of emotions and all of the heaviness. Earth is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult places to grow and to learn and to evolve. And I feel for you, you set yourself up with some very big soul milestones to learn in this lifetime. But there's something here on your mind. There's some new choices that you will be faced with in the near future. But you're going to trust in your higher self, and you're going to have the strength to persevere and take some sort of a risk. And I feel like it will pay off. Spirit, tell me about the outcome if collective takes a risk here on this new beginning. What is the outcome, please, of this beginning? You're releasing the burdens. You're releasing the weight of the world on your shoulders, the 10 of Wands. If you persevere and get through this final last step here, there is a big beginning coming in for you, a big new beginning with the 10 of Wands. You're releasing a lot of this heartache. You're releasing the shame, the resentment, the bitterness, the, whatever the 3 of Swords is. So all of the energies that Spirit was bringing up in the beginning of your reading, that's what you're letting go of. Whew. This is going to feel so good if you haven't done this already. This has been a long time coming. Some of you may even be retiring. You may be moving. You may be finally opening up to your spiritual gifts and embracing them at their fullest. You have the High Priestess, and then there your last card is the Star. So again, another card that clarifies that this star that we see in the hopes and fears is actually going to manifest as, your hope. Taking a risk here is going to pay off because your dreams will manifest. But it's hard. It's hard sometimes. Life is hard sometimes. But you are more powerful than you think, okay? Don't let the mind, because we have that mind, restrict you. Don't let the mind restrict you and tell you you're not good enough, or you don't have what it takes, or you don't have enough money, or you're going to be lonely forever. You know, the things that our mind plays tricks on us. Don't let the mind take over, because there's some really big, beautiful, graceful new beginnings and celebrations coming in store for you. That is what I have for you, collective. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much. Okay. This just came up the other day as well in a reading. Athena, Athena, Athena. Athena could be someone's guide. It could be someone's name as well, or maybe Athens. Athens, Greece could be significant. Some of you may be traveling. Okay, I'm getting here travel in the near future. Could be within the next 4 to 6 weeks for some of you. Okay, Greece could be significant. Yep, we said that. All right, and I'm getting here Lismore. Maybe that's a last name or a place. Okay, and some of you are diving into goddess energy. Maybe this has to do with like Atlantis or Lemuria, but I'm also getting like the different goddesses. Some of you could have a goddess deck that you use, or you're just working with the energies of the different goddesses. Please take that as it resonates. Thank you so very much, collective, for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. It certainly helps the growth of the channel, which I greatly appreciate. Lots of love to you all.